At approximately 4:45 yesterday, Corporal Harwood stopped the vehicle near 6th and Deer Creek Parkway in Topeka, which is in the southeast quadrant of the city. A short time later, he was shot. Citizens responded to the officer that they found and found critically wounded, and basically tried to do CPR and tried to assist with his injuries there. He was treated at the scene and then later taken, very soon taken to a local hospital, Stormont Vale, whereupon about 5 o'clock that evening he was pronounced dead. Information developed at the scene indicated there was more than just one individual in the vehicle that Corporal Harwood had stopped. And at that point, our officers from all levels, state, local, and federal officers were summoned to the area there to start looking for what we knew was a kind of a blue-green passenger vehicle that had left the scene of the shooting. A short time later, the vehicle was found. We did not have the individual that was considered the suspect in this case. It was later found out or determined that the suspect was Ross Preston Lane of Topeka, which was the individual that has been that has been arraigned earlier today. Mr. Lane was taken into custody in Lawrence early last evening, whereas then he was booked into the Shawnee County Jail. Earlier today, there was a bond hearing which was held, and he is now held without bond. Second person, by the name of Randy Allen Riddens, Jr., was an individual that was contacted by Mr. Lane shortly after the shooting. And at that point, Mr. Riddens was assisting Mr. Lane's escape or flee from the shooting. They left the Topeka area, and a little bit later on, there was discovered that Mr. Riddens had given Mr. Lane a ride on a stolen motorcycle. Officers responded to the information that we had, and we had that Mr. Lane and Ridden were no longer in the area. We discovered information that later found that Mr. Lane was apprehended in the Lawrence area. We did not find Mr. Riddens at that particular time. Mr. Riddens was then later located, and some information was determined that he was in the area of Linwood, which is in Leavenworth County. He was taken into custody early this morning, about 2 o'clock. Later, he was transported back to the Shawnee County Jail and booked in. And then later on today, or earlier this day, following his apprehension, he was given a bond hearing which was to be held at $1 million. We're confident that the custody of these two individuals does take the individuals off the streets, and that there should be no other situation of public safety at mind.